How's it, folks? Patch 1.04 has just dropped on Steam and will be available soon for consoles. The main thing added in this patch seems to be involving the fishing mechanic, where they have added 29 new fish species, as well as made it possible to fish them in a whole bunch of new different bodies of water. And also some of them are only available at certain times or in very specific bodies of water. And alongside that, they have also fixed the achievements related to fishing. It didn't take me more than 2 minutes before I'd pop the Fisher King Successor achievement, which was bugged out for me earlier, but it seems to be working now with this latest patch. Alongside that, they've allowed using stashed items at the blacksmith table, whereas before you would have to pull out some items like relics and whatnot, put them in your inventory and then equip them. Now it should work from the stash as well. They've added tier 4 and tier 5 weapons to the possible loot from higher tier unidentified items, so that's always nice to see, so you get a bit more variety of the better weapons. Dual wielding spells no longer unlocks mana regen while channeling and casting simultaneously. Related to the fishing, they've also reworked the balance with it. It was very difficult to fail previously, but it's now quite possible that you're going to fail a couple of times. And if you end up finding it too difficult to catch some fish, they recommend looking for better fishing rods. For example, the late night fisherman outside the big druid grove in the first act area, he only really spawns in after midnight, I think, and he drops that fishing rod. They've also fixed the following talents: Fury without fatigue, Shield Bearer, Mighty Blows. Lunge attacks will no longer trigger while walking with a high movement speed multiplier. You now have to actively be sprinting to engage with the lunge attacks, which is something I prefer, as it was kind of disconcerting to be walking towards them and then just suddenly engage a lunge attack when you weren't intending to, just because your movement speed was too high. 2 weird spirits joined the combat encounter in the Ghost Realm. They've rebalanced the cook and alchemist shops in the castle in the first act area. They fixed the Severing Ray damage calculation. They've replaced Thunderlash spell with Thunderstrike in the Horn of Swords strongholds. And they've added Geetha's shop in Volca Village and fixed her dialogue. But more importantly, she now also sells an origin potion. So if you're looking for more of those, she has one of them in stock. Moving on to the quests. Ansel, Maggot and Yvain should return to their interiors if they have disappeared for you. So quite a few people had quest blocked progression with that, so it should now be fixed. They fixed the blocker in Vril dialogue when finishing the temptation quest, while having already finished the next objective. A carnation to remember won't fail if it's already completed. Fixed incorrect descriptions of some quest items. The incorrectly failed objective in quest The Price of Healing is now fixed. Fixed pup being freed by save and load. Orlaith should take your package even if you request a reward. The dialogue option about reward from "this is the part where you run away" should be visible but blocked, even without the proof. They fixed the loading of autosave in the Sympathy and Trickster realm, breaking dialogue trigger for the quest Sweet Dreams. A cave between Kurnacht's garden and the plains will now correctly become accessible as you progress the Children of Morrigan questline. Before that, it will be blocked by a rock. The Price of Healing quest and Niante and Yvain funding interactions have been improved. Yingvi's dialogue shouldn't block the hero. Wayward Son quest forces the hero to look at the outcome so the logic won't break. And the construct dialogue can now be triggered when a weapon is equipped. Moving on to technical. Returning to Kurnacht and a couple of dungeons after a long time shouldn't break scene loading. And then specifically for Steam, fixed a possible corruption of Steam cloud files if the game crashed, or the PC crashed during the cloud update. So hopefully no more save file corruptions for those of you on Steam. And they've also patched one of the exploits, so you can't get free money by selling items during sorting. You can't do that anymore. Talent effects should update correctly after changing player perspective. Some of them didn't. NPC audio should now follow its body when in ragdoll instead of playing in place of death. Fixed an issue with being stuck in the crouch state after fast traveling from a fireplace. Fixed incorrect refresh of the selected list item after sorting when using a gamepad. Fixed edge case bugs in the range system. Fixed small memory leaks generated by the range system. Fixed performance issue when using two-handed weapons with AoE crashing blow talent. Fixed some minor bugs that appeared when using the Thunderous Great Bow. Fixed missing starting furniture after purchasing only the Kurnacht home. And Svein's village's overall stability has been increased. Moving on to graphics. Improved the color correction in the Spawn Tibby visual effects. Optimized texture size in the rock visual effects for better performance. Improved fire visuals and distortion effects in Prologue weirdness. Removed transition flickering during fast travel. Fixed alpha guards displaying incorrect clan tattoos. Raggy's mother placeholder model was replaced with a monster form. Your hand should now be visible when placing the bonfire. Weird deers from Stagfather's Trial are now spawning and despawning with a proper dissolve effect. Fixed female armor piece not displaying for Battle Mage tunic. Added new icons for several summoning spells. Changed the appearance of Deathbound Guardians and Blood Abomination summons. Dressed up a dead body on the plains of Kurnacht. Improved visual effects for Arthur's initial appearance in the Resurrection Room. And added Thoi tattoos to Frail. Moving on to the audio. Fixed missing and broken voiceovers for some NPCs, namely Egil, Self, Flathier, Stigger, Ivor, Elira, Hillard, Yingvi, Kinarthur, Fleena, Kjell, Barlam, Thoid Mother, Raffin, Heiko, Galahad, Servast, Dovanir, and Turtar. Added audio to the Aldrich Reaver generic. Changed the explosions audio volume levels. Fixed the bear audio. Added audio to Frostbitten Warriors. Changed zombie attack volume level. And removed the duplicated line of Maggot during one of these story interactions. And then moving on to localizations, they fixed the incorrect display of characters in fonts that support Krylic script. And then moving on to the miscellaneous changes, they fixed Nianti holding a comically large piece of paper in her house. Added more NPC interactions to the Alpha Barracks. Fixed the interactability of fireplaces in some dungeons. The buried chest in Mountain Ice Cave is now diggable. Fixed Smuggler's Dagger description to properly display the critical damage increase when upgrading the item. Changed loot in Shrine Cellars. Repaired the first Misc gate in King's Threat dungeon. Now it should block you until after your fight. Broth no longer gives bread instead of broth. Added a treasure chest in the ruined tiles of Kurnacht. For the gamepad, pressing the selection button again on an already selected recipe or item now jumps to the ingredients or gems. And then finally, removed unnecessary interactions with decorative flower pots. And that's it for patch 1.04. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care and cheers for now.